Hello and welcome to Excel-Dashboard-Templates.com. My name is Steve True. Please visit our blog, Excel-Dashboard-Templates.com, so that you're sure to get the latest charting techniques to make your dashboards really stand out. Okay, today we're going to do such a post to make your dashboard stand out a little bit more. We're going to be looking at chart titles and some things that you can do with them. The first technique is I want to make a dynamic chart title. Now I've showed you this in a different post and you can learn about it a little bit more in that one, looking at chart title on my blog. But I'm going to make it a little bit more dynamic today in the first part, and then I have a second part that shows you a little bit more about formatting. So as you can see here, I've got a bunch of data. This is sales for my pet store, by quarter for 2012, and you've got kittens, puppies, birds, fish. What I want to do is just make a stacked column chart out of this. So I'm going to highlight my data for the 4 quarters. I'm going to go up to my insert ribbon. I'm going to go to my columns group, and I'm going to do a stacked column 2D column chart. Let's bring that over here a little bit more so that you can see it. Now, what I want to do is I want to add a chart title to this. So let me move it down just a little bit. Okay, so to add a chart title, what you want to do is select your chart, go up to your layout ribbon. You want to go to your chart title in the labels group. And this chart title buttons, we have centered, overlay title, or above chart. I like doing above chart because it doesn't impede the data. And there you go, we've created a chart title. Now, to make this dynamic and link it to a cell, you hit the equal sign, and then you pick the cell you want to make it equal to. And I'm going to pick cell B1 and just hit enter. And you can see the chart title has gone blank because B1 is blank. So, but I want to put a dynamic formula in B1 that is going to look for the maximum of our sales for the 4th quarter and return kittens, puppies, birds, or fish as a part of my chart title. So let me show you how I do that, and you can learn a little bit more about this on my blog. Look up VLOOKUP, and you can learn a little bit more about the index and match functions. Also, there's a concatenate tutorial as well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to type in my chart title here in cell B1. So I'm going to say that this is equal to, I'm going to put my text in here and do annual pet store sales. I'm going to end that text area. Instead of concatenate, I like to use ampersand, and I show you about this in a blog post that I've done. I'm going to also then do char and the number 10. That is going to be a hard return. It's going to add that in as a hard return so that we can have a multi-layered or a title and a subtitle, if you will. So now I'm going to add in, excuse me, annual pet store sales, and since this is for the 4th quarter, I'm going to add in E3 since it's our 4th quarter. I'm going to do another ampersand, and I'm going to then start some more text. So what we've got here is this is our best seller, space, and my quote, another ampersand. And here's what I want to do, a lookup, and find out which is the actual largest or max sales for the 4th quarter. So I'm going to do index, and what we're going to do is I want to return kittens, puppies, birds, or fish as my index, and I'm going to go ahead and do an absolute reference for that. The row number, I want to match the row number, and the lookup value that I want to be is going to be the maximum, and I want this to be the maximum of the 4th quarter here. So this will return a row for me of where the maximum is, and in this case it's going to be the 2nd row, and that's going to show from the index puppies. And then the lookup array that we want to do is the same lookup array, and we'll make that there. We're going to do 0 for an exact match, and we don't want to return anything but the first column of our index. And let's go ahead and hit enter. So what this says now is this says annual pet store sales, quarter 4, best seller, puppies. And look at that, I already put that into our chart saying that quarter 4 is our best seller. So that's pretty good, but you know, it's too much of a chart title for me. So this is sort of the second technique that I wanted to show you today, and how you can format your text information within your title however you like. You can add colors, or bold or unbold, or underline certain things. So what I want to do is I want to select the chart title. I want to then go ahead and highlight my second row, which is going to be my subtitle. And if you go to your home ribbon, you can actually go into this font grouping here and do anything you want, like change the font down to 14. Let's go ahead and do that. Make it smaller, maybe 12. Let's leave it at 14. You can also uncheck the bold. And notice it's only doing that for the second row, which is I like to use as my subtitle there. So you can also do this by clicking on the chart title. Then you can go to the Format ribbon. And here in the Format ribbon, you have all sorts of effects here as well. You've got text effects, text fills. You can change different word styles, fill in some shapes, those sorts of things. But I like to go to the home menu and do a lot of that. You could also right-click on this title, do Format Chart Title as the pop-up menu here. And from that, you can change a lot of different things like the fill, the border color, styles, shadow, 3D formats, and alignment. What always throws me on several of these different techniques is that I always run into, well, how do I make this bold or unbold, or how do I make it a smaller or bigger font? So the home ribbon is one of those ways, and you can do it on just a discrete amount of text in your title. Now if I right click on that, you'll also see that it brings up this quick pop-up menu here where we could change it to 12-point font if we like. We could change the color to red, do anything we like to make it stand out, or highlight in different ways. Now one thing to be aware of, we did make this chart title dynamic. We linked it to cell B1, but if I go in here and I change cell B1 to just say pet sales, notice that my chart title didn't change. It's because once we started to add this custom fonts and custom sizes and colors within the formatting of the chart title, it starts to read it once again as text, and it no longer makes it dynamic. So something to be aware of. Let me undo that. Go back in here and reset this by making it equal to B1, and you can see that it's just got the standard one. That if I do go in here and change this to pet sales on cell B1, it is dynamic in that way. But once I go in and highlight and change this in any sort of way, and change cell B1 now to anything, notice it does not change my chart. It leaves the text purely as text and makes it go away from being dynamic. So anyway, I wanted to show you those couple of techniques. I'm going to get back to those, of ways that you can highlight and make your dashboards a little bit either more dynamic, or in this case also creating some subtitles and some different fonts in order to call out what you want within the chart. Hope you found this helpful. My name is Steve True. Please visit our blog at exceldashboardtemplates.com. Sign up for our YouTube channel as well, and let me know in some of the feedback what you think and what you'd also like to see in other postings. Thank you.